Common objection section. Sacrifice. The Tenac says God does not delight in the sacrifice. All the passages in Leviticus and others that talk about animal sacrifice have no meaning or application in the modern world unless Jesus was the Messiah. There are no sacrifices now. The entire issue seems to have been put away with Hosea 6, 5-7. 5. Therefore have I hewn them by the prophets, I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. 6. For I desired mercy, and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. 7. But they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. There have they dealt treacherously against me. Nevertheless, this is but one verse from the prophets. What about the other 201 times the word sacrifice appears in the Tenac? Does God go into specific details about the times and manners of sacrifice when they have no meaning? Why does God recall in his book when the patriarchs offered sacrifices to him if they have no meaning? Yes, the sacrifices of animals cannot atone for sins, but that does not rule out these sacrifices being symbolic of a greater sacrifice. Can an ordinary man atone for the sins of the world? No, it is ridiculous. Could God? Anything is possible with God. The prophets say the sacrifice cannot be blind, lame, or have a blemish. This is only possible with the perfection of God. Could anyone but God live a sin-free life? If it was not a man that was symbolized by all the Old Testament sacrifices, then what? For we read in Isaiah 1:11, 11, To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith the Lord? I am full of the burnt offerings of rams, and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he-goats. The sacrifices of Leviticus aren't enough, and God tells us a man will come for a sacrifice for all of us, which will then be greater than all the previous sacrifices. Who could the man be but God himself? Who is the Savior? 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. 3. The God of my rock, in him I will trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge. My Savior, thou savest me from violence. This book is available to download in its entirety for free at smashwords.com and eventually here on YouTube. If you want to hear more, subscribe to this channel. God bless.